Welcome to Catalyst Grid. My name is Kingsley Imafua, lead scheduler with DC Nordics. This is our second episode in the series. A project without a baseline is a project without accountability. It is a ship without a compass, moving through the fog of execution, without any way to measure progress against its original intent. In billion-dollar data center projects, that lack of accountability can be fatal to the program. Today, we go deep into the absolute foundation of schedule control. Most planners treat a baseline as just a save-as operation in Primavera P6. They assume it's just a backup file. They are missing the point entirely. A baseline is contractual intelligence. It is the agreed-upon truth that governs the relationship between the client, the contractor, and the stakeholders. In this session, we will cover what a baseline really represents at a technical level, the hierarchy of baseline types available in P6, the rigorous technical steps to set one properly, and how to monitor the dangerous drift of milestone dates and float erosion. This is the foundation of all scientific performance analysis on mission-critical projects. Section 1. What a baseline really is. At its core, a baseline is your approved project target. But that target is built on several complex technical pillars that must all be perfectly aligned before you ever capture the data. It is not just a list of dates, it is the entire execution strategy of the project captured in a single moment in time. First, it represents the agreed logic and planned durations. These have been vetted, challenged, and approved by the execution and engineering teams. Second, it fixes the milestone dates. These are the markers that define project success, from the sacred power-on date to final ready-for-service and handover dates in a high-pressure data center context. Third, it embeds your cost targets and detailed resource assignments. Without a resource-loaded baseline, your manpower analysis and productivity tracking have no anchor. And finally, it captures the execution strategy, the sequence and methodology you actually plan to build. Without this reference point, there is no true variance analysis. You are just reporting dates in a vacuum, which provides zero value to the project manager. I have seen many projects attempt to report progress without a controlled baseline. What they are actually doing is reporting fiction. They change the plan every week to match the actual, hiding delays and eroding client trust. This is a sign of a junior planning environment. Elite planners do not hide from the baseline. They use it as a powerful tool to drive recovery and force decisions. Section 2. Types of baselines. Primavera P6 is a powerful tool that allows us to maintain multiple baselines simultaneously. Understanding which one to use for specific technical reporting needs is a hallmark of a specialist scheduler. Let's break down the technical hierarchy used on major infrastructure projects. The primary baseline is usually your original approved target, often called the project baseline. This is the contractually sacred schedule. It is what you are measured against for penalties, liquidated damages, and contractual performance. It does not change unless there is a formal, approved, and rigorously documented re-baseline event. Secondary and user baselines are used for alternative comparisons and scenario analysis. Perhaps you want to compare current progress against last month's forecast or track an internal target that is far more aggressive than the client's contractual date. These allow for intense internal tracking and productivity analysis without disturbing the formal external reporting against the sacred contract. By harnessing this hierarchy, you can provide management with a sophisticated, multi-layered view of project health. You can show that we are currently on track against the external contract, but falling behind our internal productivity targets. That is the kind of advanced insight that prevents a project from slipping into the red before it's too late. Section 3. How to set a proper baseline. This is the technical walkthrough that separates professionals from amateurs. If the logic is broken before you take your baseline snapshot, you are permanently embedding bad data into your project's history. You are effectively anchoring your ship in the wrong harbor from day one. First, you must validate your calendars. Ensure that site holidays, weather constraints, and shift patterns are correct across all disciplines. Second, run a formal schedule check. Look for the DCMA 14-point criteria. Third, verify the logic integrity. Ensure every activity has a valid logical reason for its position and relationship type. Fourth, remove any open ends. Every activity must have a predecessor and a successor, except for the start and finish milestones of the program. Fifth, review your constraints. Excessive hard constraints destroy the logic's ability to recalculate naturally. And sixth, confirm that your critical path is continuous and realistic. It must make sense to the guys in the hard hats. Only after the entire execution team has reviewed and formally approved the schedule do you take that snapshot. You assign the baseline in P6 and you lock it down. Now, you have a benchmark benchmark. Now, you have the ability to perform true, scientific and defensible project controls that can withstand audit. Section 4. Monitoring against the baseline. This is where your technical hard work pays off. By comparing the actual data from the field against the baseline data in the system, we can identify the early warning signs of project failure long before they become critical. We look at several key variance metrics. Start and finish variance tell us exactly if activities are slipping from their original windows. We look specifically for milestone drift. If your early procurement milestones are drifting by 5 days, you can bet your commissioning dates are in deep trouble. This is about identifying systemic trends, not just isolated delays. We also monitor float erosion. If an activity with 30 days of float is now down to 5, you have a major risk, even if it isn't critical yet. And finally, cost variance shows the financial impact of our schedule performance. Elite planners monitor these trends continuously to provide the executive team with a real-time health check on the project's profitability. Remember, isolated dates can be misleading. A delay in one area might be offset by acceleration in another, but a trend of negative variance across an entire WBS branch is a systemic problem that needs leadership intervention. You must be the one to call it out before it becomes a crisis. In this role, data integrity is your only currency. Section 5. Common baseline failures. Even the most experienced planners can make mistakes that compromise the integrity of their baseline. If your baseline is flawed, your entire reporting structure and your credibility are built on sand. Let's look at the pitfalls that you must avoid at all costs. The biggest mistake is baselining immature schedules. If your procurement logic is still TBD or your durations are just educated guesses, do not baseline yet. Another is excessive constraints, forcing dates manually into the system instead of letting the logic drive the schedule. This creates a frozen schedule that cannot reflect the reality of inevitable site changes. Then we have fake progress, updating activities as complete when the field hasn't actually finished the work. This erodes the baseline's value instantly and hides risk. Poor WBS design is another killer. If your work breakdown doesn't match how the project is actually being built and tracked by the cost team, your baseline comparison will be mathematically meaningless. And finally, changing baselines too frequently. A baseline is meant to be a fixed point for performance measurement. If you re-baseline every time you encounter a minor delay, you are just chasing your tail and hiding performance issues. A baseline change is a major event that requires contractual justification and executive approval. You must respect the benchmark. Mastering baselines is about far more than just software skills. It's about the technical discipline of data integrity. It's about protecting the project's original intent while managing the hard reality of the field. When you maintain a high-quality baseline, you give the project predictability. And as we always say, that is the ultimate goal of project controls. It is the hallmark of professional technical delivery. In the next episode of this series, we'll take this knowledge to the next technical level. We'll discuss advanced baseline strategies, recovery baselines, and the forensic analysis of scheduled delays. We'll look at window analysis and impacted as planned techniques that are used in multi-million-dollar claims. If you want to become a forensic delay analyst, you are going to want to master these strategies. Kingsley Amafua, your host, signing off. Do not forget to subscribe, like, share, and comment. Your support helps us continue creating this specialized technical training for the global project controls community. It allows us to reach more planners and schedulers who are looking to master their craft. Stay technical, stay focused on the logic, and always stay grounded in the field. And tell me below, which technical Primavera P6 topic should Catalyst Grid tackle next? I read all your comments personally, and your feedback drives the direction of this entire series. See you in the next masterclass, where we continue our journey into the technical heart of project controls. Signing off for now. See you soon.